the Bull Street District, where once stood the South Carolina Lunatic Asylum on a sprawling 178-acre piece of land, now stands a few shops, a baseball stadium, and a skeleton of what once was.
And growing up in Columbia, Bull Street meant people who weren't all there.
That's Harriet Scott. She was a nurse in a women's ward on the Bull Street campus back in 1966.
You walked in, it was really quite pitiful. And we had one lady who was tied to the bed because she had syphilis. And she was threatened all the time, screaming out.
It was prison-like. It was prison.
Betty Gurnell was a caseworker at the asylum in the early 70s. She worked in the Babcock building. This is her first time seeing the building in its most recent state, partially burned down and now under construction.
I'm glad the area is being repurposed. I think it's wonderful that all this wasn't torn down.
Dr. Lydia Brandt, an art history professor at the University of South Carolina, says that buildings like these are worthy of being preserved, despite the poor treatment that was carried out here in the past.
To make sure that we have visible representations of all aspects of our past, including pieces that we might be ashamed of.
Brandt says that in order for preservation to happen, there has to be profit. And that's why the Babcock building that once looked like this now is being transformed into an apartment complex. The Mills building was once an asylum, but now it houses the state's Department of Health and Environmental Control. But even with new people occupying these buildings, the history still remains.
I think it's a shame when history is forgotten. To see where were we, where have we come, and what do we need to reclaim from? And it wasn't all awful. There were some good things that were done for people.
Good that will hopefully carry over to the next generation of these buildings' inhabitants. For Carolina News, I'm Chase Berley.